welcome everyone in Nigeria and the rest of the world. I am Gimba Umar and this is State of the Nation. We begin with the security situation in Sokoto State, where a deadly attack on Rabah local government area has led to the displacement of thousands of residents of the affected communities who are currently habitating in Gandhi Model Primary School in the wake of the killings of 32 people who have been given a mass burial by the state government. Tubosun Abolarinwa is a security expert. He joins me on State of the Nation from our Abuja studios. I want to thank you so much indeed for coming on the show at this time. Now, this is the security situation that we are faced with in Sokoto State. You have been watching the catastrophic developments in that state. 32 people were killed, many more displaced, and are currently in IDP camps. Did you see this attack coming to the caliphate, the heart of the religious north?
Good evening and thanks for having me. Before we go ahead and talk about this, please, we want to send our condolence to all the people that are affected in this horrible and unfortunate incident. We pray that God will give them and their families the fortitude to bear the loss. Yes, without any doubt, if we look around now, we will see that we have a serious and a very nasty situation of insecurity in Nigeria, and we cannot limit this to any geographical location. That would be a very, very nasty mistake if you are sitting down in any part of Nigeria today and thinking that the situation is not going to get to you. The reality of the matter is that the situation has not gotten to you. So it is time for all heads of government, heads of community to start sitting down wherever you are in the country and start thinking of how to be security conscious and how to work more with security agency by being proactive and taking preventive actions to avoid this kind of tragedy happening to you. In almost every geopolitical zone in the country, we've had issues of unnecessary bloodshed, which I strongly believe that can be affected. Unfortunately, it is spreading, and it is time for government to rise up and put an end to this before it is too late.
Now, this really is coming at a time when a lot of people actually did predict that this could, as well, as you just said, could as well get to anybody's doorstep. Let's bring in also another security expert, Aliyu Umar. He is indeed a security expert, retired. Captain Aliyu Umar, I want to thank you so much indeed for joining us on State of the Nation at this time. You have been watching the developments, especially to do with attacks in the central part of the country and in the northeast. Now, this is happening in Sokoto State. I did ask Mr. Abolarinwa. He said that he didn't see this much of a surprise. But what's your own take? Did you see this as a surprise coming?
Of course, it was just a matter of time, Gimba. I said less than a week ago on your program that we had institutions that were struggling to own a problem that was not theirs. And I said the more we continued to play along ethnic, political, and other parallel, configurations we like to give threats to our national security, the more we do that, the more we give the threat time to dig in and become bolder. Bolder in the sense that the threat will become more daring until it dawns on those who seem to be buying time to figure out how to treat the threat, until it dawns on them that the threat is already at their doorstep. What is happening is akin to what we saw, and that was the albatross of the previous administration with the problem of Boko Haram. Rather than seek those who had solutions to profile, the government kept dilly-dallying, telling us they were dialoguing, they were diplomaticing, they were diplomacying, and what have you. And we saw that become the albatross of that administration in 2015. I could remember the last time I was in your studios, I made bold to say to our president that this same problem will be his own version of what Boko Haram was to the PDP in 8 months' time if he doesn't get his acts together. has just become bolder. It will still become bolder. We can call them what we like. We can call them poultry farmers, call them whatever headers. But I tell you, this threat will get bolder until finally it goes for even those who are shy of selling this.
Now, if you just let me come in here, this is what we understand to this point. The security agents have since called for cooperation, that's what they want, from members of the public to report any suspicious movement so as to check the menace swiftly. It's not the first time we're hearing that coming from security agencies, but to what extent will that help to prevent a recurrence?
Let me assure you that all the verbiage and statements coming from the security agencies, if I went into my database, I'll probably tell you how many times in the last 7 years that same phrase has been used. They have become liturgical. What do I mean by liturgical? They are like the prayer mass you recite when you go for early morning mass in church.
Are you saying that it's not going to work? Are you saying that that's not going to work again?
They are not going to work. What we need to do right now is to reach for the low-hanging fruits that can make that statement. We have gone beyond English language, semantic, and what have you, and polemics. There are two documents which I have provided. One I gave to a very top member of the last administration. One I have already shared, and nobody is willing to look at that. Right now, the stage we are in, we have been taken by the jugular. We need to first of all stabilize this desperate injury before we start talking about seeking what. The problem is not interested in our semantic ability. The problem is interested in equal or more force.
Okay, let me put you on hold. Let me put you on hold for a minute or two, if you will. Just allow me to butt in here. Let me just put you on hold for a minute or two and get back to our Abuja studios. Mr. Bolarinwa, let's look at the words of the governor himself, the governor of Sokoto State, Aminu Tambuwal. He said that we are taking adequate measures to nip this in the bud. Do you think that previous attacks that we've seen in the middle belt of the country, in Benue State, for instance, in just the Plateau State government, we've also had similar submissions by the governors of those states that they are taking and putting in measures that will nip that in the bud. Do you think that this time around it will work for him?
Unfortunately, I do not agree with him on that. Number one, he's a governor and he's the chief security officer of his own state. So I don't know, he may be speaking, His Excellency may be speaking for Sokoto State. But like the captain said, what we are tired of is hearing a kind of poem, something that we've heard again and again whenever this incident is happening. It's nothing new. It's what is expected of him to say. He's a politician. But the reality on the ground is that people are dying, and more people are going to die, and something needs to be done. I really don't know what magic the governor of Sokoto State is bringing to the table. I'm looking forward to it as well, because I want to see end to this. But one thing I want to appeal to the federal government, state government, and local government, and community leaders too, in this regards and situation, is that we don't mix security of lives and properties with politics. We need to draw a line in between that. We don't want you to come out and tell us what suits your party or what suits your principles. We want you to stop killings of innocent people. This is spreading a lot. Only the killing is leading to a lot of internally displaced people. So when 30 people are killed in a village, about 3,000 people will run away from the village. Being homeless and living in IDP when they actually have a home that they're supposed to be living in. We're also looking at food security. All the farmers are now being scared off their farm. The result of this in the next 3 years is going to be catastrophic for the country. So it's not the time for you to just tell us the format of painting your government or your political party good. You really need to come out with a solution. Talk to the right people. There is nothing good created that cannot be expired. And I think the security architecture of Nigeria as a country at the moment has expired, and it needs urgent review. And the earlier we do that, the better. Because as I'm speaking to you now, I don't know who is being killed in any remote villages where we have 4 police officers in a police post.
Hopefully we'll not get to that point, but hopefully we're not going to get to that point. But when we come back, we're going to have to go on a very short break. When we come back, we will x-ray more of Governor Tambuwal's submission, where he said that an overhaul of Nigeria's security structure to effectively deal with these killings is what we need right now. And the president also has been saying that he's been blackmailed by politicians, saying that because he's from a Fulani extraction, he's been silent. Join us again.